Subroutines, just like functions, receive input, process it, and display some kind of output. In that sense, they act like mini programs designed to solve smaller, more manageable problems. Subs and functions share most of the same features showed on the slide, with the main difference being that subs do not return values associated with their names. As you will see later on, subs can and are used to return multiple values using the passing by reference feature, but for now, think of them just as smaller programs designed to perform a single specific task. One of these tasks is typically displaying results of calculations from the main program in one or more functions. What we essentially want to do is place all the results displayed in our LST payment list box in a separate procedure. This can be done by creating a sub procedure with display results as name, all the parameters we want to pass to the sub that will ultimately be displayed in the list box, followed by a bunch of lstpayment.item.add statements that would do exactly that, and terminating with end sub. So you can see there is really nothing substantially different other than the code is separated from the main procedure and stored in a different place and will be called exactly when needed. This way, one programmer can concentrate on this procedure while another keeps working on the main program or something else. This is one of the essential principles of modular design that will be discussed towards the end of the presentation. Switch back to VB and scroll to the bottom of the code. Right after AND function line and before AND class statement, type a couple of blank lines and enter the following skeleton of the display results procedure. Sub display results in parentheses, price is double, options as double, trade in as double, down PMT as double, the next line amount as double, rate as double, term as integer, and payment as double. Notice the sub, unlike the function, does not have the return data type. Scroll up to the LST payment.items.add lines and verify that you did not forget any of the needed variables. We could have used the abbreviated versions of these variables, but then we would have to change all or most of these LST payment lines, which is simply not necessary. Save all the changes and let's get back to the presentation. We call the procedure in similar fashion as we do a function by inserting the subname followed by the list of arguments, which will be all the variables needed for LST payment list box. Again, the variables are set to be passed to the sub. They have to match in order, number, and data type. Switch back to VB and cut and paste all the LST payment lines from first to the last into the sub. And instead type the following code right after the payment calculation. Comment, call the subroutine to display all the results. Display results, open parentheses, price, options, trade-in, down payment, amount, rate, term, and payment. Save all the changes and run the code with a standard set of numbers. Double. Okay, so we found a misspelling of double since we are entering it a million times. Let's save and run again. type 12,000. Leather navigation, 5 grand for trade-in, 10% down payment, 5 years and 3.2%, and verify that the display result procedure indeed displayed all the same results as before. Exit the program, save all the changes, and end the presentation.